So video diary, video 1. Keep it short and sweet, or as best I am able to. ADHD. I don't know about other people with ADHD, but I find myself constantly trying to explain it in ways that neurotypicals, as we call them in the community, normal people, to you and everyone else, trying to constantly explain myself, trying to be understood, trying to let them know what things mean when I do and say things in a certain way, and often trying to get them to realize that it's not me being snide or rude, or condescending is the other one. It's just an attempt to be understood. It's an attempt to clarify things. And it occurred to me that probably a good way to describe ADHD to people who don't have it is to say it's kind of like Alzheimer's, but instead of having periods of time where you can't remember things properly, you have periods of time where you can't do the things that you need to do and fine well you need to do, like, whether it's, drinking less or smoking less, or getting up and doing the tidying or organising something, or, clearing out the garage, clearing your room, whatever it is. You'll have periods of time where you're like, I need to do that. And, that's like the Alzheimer's patient who has the points in the day of clarity, or the days of clarity where, they've got their memories and they're all right that day. Well, sometimes for a day, sometimes for half a day, I can be like, all right, I need to do that and do it. Or I need to not do that and then not do it. And then there's other days where I know fine well that I'm not supposed to do that, but I find myself just going, well, I'm going to do it anyway, and often the side of me that has the clarity is left dealing with the consequences of, the actions by the other side of me, So I can swear I'm not going to drink on a certain day, but if my mind's in the wrong place, that there's this other voice that's kind of just going, well, that's great for you, but fuck you, you're not me, I'm having a drink, kind of. It's almost like two people fighting for control. And in a similar way, drinking being a good example of, people sometimes act out and do silly things when they're drunk and wake up, and the sober version of them has to live with the actions of the drunk version. Well, it's not just alcohol that happens with ADHD. It's it can be a case of, I need to save money. I'm not going to spend money. I'm going to take sandwiches to work, but then with sandwiches in my bag, with food in those sandwiches that I like, I will literally go and buy a sandwich from the shop because it tastes slightly nicer, or go to McDonald's because it tastes slightly nicer. And I think, the old retail therapy, I think sometimes the spending of the money, the action, the power, the control, I would like this, give it to me, there we go, this is the exchange, and that sort of releases dopamine, as well as the actual, sandwich or whatever it is you're buying, chocolate. And then the sensible person, when he gets control, or the sensible side, when it gets control, or has control, will literally be like, what did that moron do that for? What the heck was that about? Another good example, I think, would be that I was watching a documentary about Iron Maiden, and Bruce Dickinson says, sometimes I run through the costs from the tour, like what we spent money on. And I'm like, what? Because there was, $200 or something spent on a curry. And it wasn't that the curry itself cost $200. It's because at that moment, due to the stress and the strain of being on the road, he wanted a curry, and that was the only thing that he actually wanted. And he had said, I don't care how much it costs, get me a curry, I must have a curry now. So there was the cost of the curry, which was probably 40 quid, and then the 160 quid or whatever it was, of dollars, wherever they were, in order to go and get like a courier driver or something, or a taxi or whatever it was, to go and collect it and bring it back, because he wanted a curry right there and then. And and then the, sensible, not under that pressure version of himself back home looks at those costs and go, what? Why did I do that? And so there, I think I'll leave it at that. It's like having someone else take control of you. I'll finish off with a line from the song The Beast in Me, written by Nick Lowe, but written specifically for his father-in-law, who's Johnny Cash. And there's a line that goes, and everybody knows, because he's obviously set up the concept of the beast in me, and he says, and everybody knows, they've seen him out dressed in my clothes, patently unclear if it's New York or New Year. And it's a brilliant song, but it also in the theme of the non-beastly side commenting on the beastly side, almost as if they're two separate people. The beast in me is caged by frail and fragile bars, restless by day and by night, rants and rages at the stars. God help the beast in me. There we go. Take care, people.